Hello, my name is Amahri Richard, and I'm the Student Director of Songs and Stories Cabaret 2026, Allies and Enemies. Devising is when you're putting a performance together from scratch. And so you come into the rehearsal hall with no script, and you get together with your designers, your cast, and your director, and you make a story based off of a social issue or relating it to our season's theme. So this season, it's Opposites Attract. And so I wanted the concept of friends and enemies. And so we put that story together. It's a cohesive story to where it can relate to the songs and the premise of the show. And we were able to put this devised piece together in a span of a couple of weeks. So how I approached it with the cast was the first week of rehearsals was strictly ensemble building. A lot of them know each other from past shows or past schools or universities, classes and stuff. Being able to actually put the ensemble together and make sure that the rehearsal hall was where you were comfortable with coming up with your own ideas and not being scared to say your ideas around others was the biggest thing. So we did activities like whiteboard activities, just talking about random things. We did tier lists about fast food and TV shows and all that stuff, so where you could say your opinion and not be scared of it. And I think it really translated well into the process. For the designers aspect, it's them coming into rehearsals and seeing how the space is being used and coming to rehearsal with different things. So different sounds, different ideas for lights, different props. So that way the actors can play with it and being able to see how it's being used. So that way they can come to me and come to the cast as well of ideas that they have and how they can also use the space. So it's everybody putting in their own ideas to make this show what it is. What this process has taught me most as a first-time director is being able to listen to others throughout the process. Listen to designers with their ideas, listen to actors with their ideas, and even the stage management team with their ideas. I think a lot of the process has been letting everyone bring their ideas to the table, seeing what works and what doesn't. And now, as we're currently in Tech Week, being able to figure out what works in the space and what doesn't work, and having the ability to say no at times, but also having the ability to just say, screw it, let's try it and see if it works. Trying to relate to the theme of Opposites Attract is why I chose the theme Allies and Enemies, and also being able to come up with a good metaphor for that concept. So I thought about different board games, and I stumbled upon the game of life, which is a very popular board game, and knowing the fact that friends and enemies, what they mean to me is that, you know, my mother tells me all the time that friends are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And so figuring out which relationships of those work, and it's kind of like a board game where there's some points where you have to work together to get through the board game. There's some times where you're going to have to face an opposition to get through it. And I think the most important thing is that we do it together. No matter if you're facing them, we get through this game of life together. And so I felt that the board game concept with the Allies and Enemies is why I went with that theme. I think Songs and Stories fits into the Opposites Attract season because unlike our other show, Freaky Friday, this semester, I think it focuses on the friendship side of it. And so Freaky Friday focuses on more the family aspect. I mean, you see the main character's friends a lot in that show, but also it's primarily the relationship between the daughter and her mother. And I think in this one, it focuses on the relationship between two best friends and even the other friends that go along the way with them. And so I think that being the opposite from our other show this semester, I think really provides that good contrast and leaves the audience wondering from each show what type of relationships they have themselves with their own family and with their friends.